Welcome back to the Brian Dunstan podcast, Words from a Humble King. Today I want to talk to you guys about patience because it's one of those difficult things to incorporate in our today's culture. And I know for me personally, as I try to bring some things to life, it honestly seems like time is kind of sped up on us all, if that makes sense. And it's hard for me personally because as a father, as a husband, a leader, an engagement specialist, a mortgage success coach at a mortgage firm, a vice president on the board of directors for a mentorship organization, you want things to be handled. You want things figured out. You want them to be solved. You want things to be understood. You want plans mapped out and a solid direction to be provided. I'm stewarding over a lot, and the last thing I feel like I have sometimes is time. And as I address this topic right now, I find myself, like I said, in a holding pattern. I feel like God got me waiting, man, and it's grinding me up in the inside, but it's causing some self-reflection, right? You want things to go your way. You want them to go the way you think they should go, the way you thought them out in your head. And it could be crushing, when those things don't go as expected. And then plans get altered and you find yourself having to adjust feelings and emotions. And, anxiety likes to make a cameo appearance here as well. Especially when things don't go as planned. I will say though, wrestling with patience and trying to regulate my emotions has kind of forced me to take a hard look at why I'm wrestling so hard. Let's dig in. Okay, so for me, I found one major reason I noticed my emotions running rapid on me and my anxiety tackling me by the ankles. I had to really come to grips with the fact that we really do live in an instant gratification society now, and I'm going to explain this in a different way than probably you've heard it, but I had to manually and forcefully slow myself down to notice just how fast-paced our world is. And people are accustomed now to getting what they want, when they want it. And it's all due to the advancement of technology and convenience. This makes waiting for things or being patient for things so much more challenging. Like, really think about it here for a second. Like the rise of smartphones, the speed of internet, the access to Wi-Fi, right? Wireless internet, for God's sakes. And then all these nuances and applications, they've all made it easier to access information, products, services, even our friends. We can get to them almost instantly now. And we're subconsciously conditioned now to expect immediate results instantaneously, giving us that instant gratification. But there's more. We also live in a consumer culture too, which, instant anything and everything is being marketed to us. It's being shoved down our throats, no matter where we are, on TV or whatever. And it's instant foods, instant success, instant followers. You know what I'm talking about here. Instant grits, instant popcorn, instant microwavable anything, right? And these social media platforms, they're also providing our instant gratification or feeding our instant gratification, giving us instant feedback, insights, likes, comments, and validation. 3 steps to this and 5 steps to that. 4 keys to accomplishing whatever, right? And the letdown is wicked, especially when you're not experiencing the results of what's expected. And now we're swimming in FOMO. You know what that means. Fear of missing out. Trying to figure out why we aren't experiencing what everybody else seems to be experiencing. It's a recipe for disaster when you're really trying to chase something with substance. And I honestly feel that when we get lost in this thing here, there are some other things that starts to surface in us that makes us start to feel some sort of way inwardly, judging ourselves, to external, unrealistic time frames and successes. It gets to be a lot when we don't experience that instant gratification, because when we don't get what we're expecting out of the time frame we've already deemed to be right, in whatever circumstance or whatever you're trying to build, or whatever the expectation is, now we're experiencing uncertainty and anxiety. And for men, or I'll just say for me, I hate to admit that I'm becoming fearful of anything. I don't want to be fearful of anything. I want to have it all together. I want to have the control. And now I'm deep in my thoughts. No one knows why I'm bothered. And I'm struggling trying to communicate it, because I'm trying to figure it out before I can put it to words as to what I'm really feeling. And again, I consider myself a fixer. I consider myself a leader. I consider myself a problem solver. And when I can't do those things, I'm lost. And it really becomes harder to be patient when whatever you're waiting for is important to us. There's so much more on the line mentally. You're feeling so much more pressure to get the expected or desired result that you begin to spiral a little bit here, if you're going to be honest with how you're feeling about it all. And the problem here, social media, this instant gratification culture, is not explaining to you the nuts and bolts and the guts of what success is going to take, what the accomplishing the goal is really going to be like, what the actual steps in it will in detail, and how you're going to feel when you approach things like failure and things like setbacks and unforeseen circumstances. All these things are going to contribute to the success, because that's that old saying, what doesn't break you makes you. Well, these are the things that's making you. The waiting is developing the character. The patience is working things in you. The failures is shaping the success. And all of these things don't happen in 2 to 3 to 4 steps. These are the things they're not truly talking about in these microwavable steps to perform or accomplish or build anything. I'm telling you, man, one of the things that's not explained in all of this is when the strong desire or high expectation of that thing, that goal, that resolution, that understanding, that someone or whatever it is, it's challenging when you're not getting what you think you should be getting out of it. And I know for me anyway, I'm feeling a lack of control, like I talked about, while feeling like I have to have it all together. Getting frustrated while trying to act normal in front of the kids and the wife and in front of the folks I'm leading. And we all have busy lifestyles now, which also create the pressures to get the things done faster than you would think it needs to be done. And not meeting that expectation, man, that stuff can really cause some instability mentally. Not saying you have mental issues, but it rattles your mind a little bit. I'm telling you, I had really begun to feel some anger towards God. Failures had me angry at myself. I'm questioning whether or not I have what it takes, and discovering some self-esteem issues as they resurface, and feeling like I thought I had some things figured out, but then I don't, realizing I still got work to do, all because I'm not meeting this quote unquote mark. My mark wasn't based off of reality or truth. My mark was based off of this microwavable culture and society that we live in nowadays. And I really had to do some adjusting. Now, when I say adjusting, I had to keep it 100 with myself. I had to truly slow myself down, take a step back, redefine some things. I had to learn some triggers, new triggers, because I'm on a new level. I had to relearn the meaning of success, because culture will give that to you too. I had to understand what a process was on this level. And I had to let go of my previous understanding of a proper timeline, one that was based and rooted out of culture. I had to limit my exposure to certain things like social media and measuring yourself to people that seems like they're further along than you. I had to tear down my expectations, and I had to redevelop the proper growth mindset that I needed on the level I was on. I had to learn how to practice daily gratifications, and that's hard when you're in the middle or in the thick of things, because you can easily look at what you don't have while missing what you do. And I had to become mindful of all of it, because what you do have can really ground you. I had to learn what coming to human limitation was all about, and then trusting God to bring the rest. Right? That's tough. And learning how to fail all over again, and learn how to interpret what my failures were trying to communicate to me on this level. I had to honestly feel like I could slow myself down and be where I am, because I felt like God was really trying to teach me how to learn me a little better, so I could manage me a little better in the process that I was in. And then, and only then, would the magic begin to happen. The blessings begin to flow. And then I could actually come together with the perfect timing of things. Man, I hope this helps someone. Slow down out there, family. Till next time. Peace.